Diego, what another gorgeous day in America's finest city. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy Saturday. I'm your host, Mike Litton with Keller Williams Realty. You're listening to the Real Estate Zone, all the information you need in today's market. We're coming to you on our first remote location live broadcast from Horton Square in downtown San Diego. We'll be here for the entire show, so come on down and see us. We have an inspirational show for you today. Joining us are Eric Phillips, our credit expert, and in a few minutes we'll have our special guests back with us again. Chris Merrick and Ellen Immergut with Habitat for Humanity. Hey Eric, well, thanks for joining us,
Hey
bud.
Mike, how are you today?
It's great, man. It's great to have you. Make sure to tune in next week. We'll have Nancy West with the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development on the show to tell us about what HUD is doing here in San Diego County to promote home ownership. They have some great programs for you and you will not want to miss that show. Make sure you tune in next week. Hey, a huge shout out to Dan Cohen and the whole team at News 8 at 6 a.m. They were kind enough to invite me on the morning news the other day and I had a ball. Thank you, News 8 at 6 a.m. You guys are amazing. And you can catch Dan, Michelle, Rika, Kimberly, and the entire News 8 team every weekday morning from 5 to 7 a.m. on Channel 8. Be sure to tune in. They're the best in the business. Also, a huge thank you to the entire team here at NBC 739 down here in downtown for all their help in allowing us to use their facility here at Horton Square for our live broadcast today. Thank you all so much. You've been a great help. We're ready for your calls at 1-800-760-5362. That's 1-800-760-5362. You simply will not have a better opportunity to ask any of these experts any questions you might have than right now. Give us a call, 1-800-760-5362. That's 1-800-760-KFMB. And get in the zone, San Diego. Hey, I just wanted to touch base real quick. The Case-Shiller study came out this week regarding home prices in the major metropolitan areas. And specifically, they were talking about the top 20 metropolitan areas, San Diego being one of them. And San Diego prices came in from this time last year, prices were down 5.9%. And actually, we talked about that on News 8 the other day because one of the things we talked about was the fact that home sales are actually up. In fact, last year over year, they're up 20% over what they were last year. And actually, home prices themselves have dropped 13% in the western region, and specifically 5.9% according to Case-Shiller here in San Diego, like I mentioned. What's interesting is, well, what we're seeing out there right now is we're seeing buyers that are getting into the marketplace and buyers that are wanting to buy property. And what they're seeing is they're seeing all-time low interest rates. The interest rates are the lowest we've ever seen, and they're also seeing more affordability than we've seen in a very, very long time. And one of the things that's happening is we're starting to see some uptick in demand. One of the things that Eric mentioned the other day on the radio a couple weeks ago was that he's starting to see a real energy. He's starting to see, activity pick up. He's starting to see demand pick up. That's something that we're starting to see across the board. And the reason for it is buyers are starting to understand that right now is really the time to buy. I don't think we've hit bottom. I don't think we've hit the bottom of where prices are going to go. But like I said on News 8 the other day, you won't actually know, or we won't actually know when we've hit bottom until 6 months after we've actually hit it. So one of the things that I suggested to buyers when we were on television the other day was make absolutely sure that you jump in now, because we don't know how low they're going to go and how much lower they possibly could go. Right now is a great time to buy. If you're a seller, right now is a time to be aggressive. You want to make sure that your house is staged the way it should be staged. You want to make sure that it's not cluttered. You want people to remember the house, not the clutter. You don't want them to remember your collectibles. You want them to remember the house itself. And you want them to be able to picture that they can actually end up living in that house and where their things would go instead of where your things are. And so, and make sure that you're aggressive as far as your price is concerned. Sellers need to be aggressive, and buyers need to be in there, and that's basically the way that you wrap it up. So that's your latest update as far as what's happening in the market. Interest rates are at all-time lows again this week, Eric. And one of the things that we're seeing is affordability is at its highest level. So buyers need to jump in now, I think, because I don't think they'll be sorry if they do.